All right, we're going to watch one called Meriden Officer Punches Person in the Face During a Road Rage Incident. We're going to see what this punch in the face is all about. I mean, maybe this cop was being a jerk. Maybe this person deserved a punch in the face. I don't know. I mean, some people do deserve a punch in the face. Let's find out.
Now to a Fox 61 exclusive. A Meriden police officer is charged with assault after a violent road rage incident caught on camera.
Fox 61, the only station to obtain both the citizen dash cam and police body cam video. Fox 61's Matt Karen went to the Meriden Police Department in search of answers. He joins us now live with what he discovered. Matt.
Well, despite this incident occurring back in December, it only came to light now thanks to a Freedom of Information Act request and a tip. Investigators say the video shows an off-duty Meriden police officer with more than 20 years of law enforcement experience reaching into a citizen's vehicle and punching him in the face.
He's not going to try to make this into some type of major thing.
December 8th, 2023, 37-year-old Thomas Brocuglio was driving his company vehicle with the dash camera on as he approached a red light at the intersection of France Street and Cromwell Ave in Rocky Hill.
What are we doing, kid? What are you doing?
The truck he was honking at was being driven by 57-year-old off-duty Meriden Police Corporal Alan Ganter.
Wait all day. Oh, boo, 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 boo.
Finger there.
That's when Ganter got out of his truck, flashed his badge, and approached Brocuglio.
Really? Where does it say that? It says stop here on red.
Corporal Ganter began taking pictures of Brocuglio's license plates. Brocuglio accused Ganter of being on his phone as the confrontation escalated.
I saw you looking down doing everything else. No, I was moving something in my bag.
Ganter then threatens to give Brocuglio a ticket and call his supervisor.
Sure, sounds good. Let me get your badge number. You want to get arrested? You're going to get arrested for assault on a civilian.
Ganter drove away as Brocuglio placed a call to Rocky Hill Police.
Rocky Hill 911, the access to emergency.
Yeah, I was just assaulted by a police officer who punched me in the face through my window.
Rocky Hill Police responded and generated this incident report, saying the punch left Brocuglio dazed and possibly concussed. Rocky Hill Police made contact with Ganter at his residence. The interaction on body camera.
Is he pressing charges against me, like for breach?
Yeah.
Because I yelled at him and stuff?
For assault, because you hit him.
He's saying that I hit him.
Yeah, he did. And he has video that you hit him.
Then Ganter asks officers.
Good. Good. I love that there. First of all, I love that there's video. This happens. I mean, even if it's not a police officer, it's not on video. Boy, this is just a he said, she said, and nothing comes out of it a lot of the time. But I love that it's on video. Let's break this down. Driver's definitely a smart ass, flipping them off, beeping, everything. But that ain't criminal, This cop, you want a ticket? Get the f out of here. Get it. You want a ticket for beeping at me? Stupid. Ego. We talk about ego a lot on this channel, right? Officer gets out. He probably was on his phone looking down. I've gotten beeped at quite a few times for not, light turns green and I'm going, my bad, right? And this officer's ego wouldn't let him do that. He wanted to get out and flash his badge and take photos and threaten a ticket, which what the f talking about? You're in your personal work truck. You're not giving it a ticket right now. The guy didn't even commit a traffic violation. And then he throws the punch. It was a nice little jab. Good little stuck the dude in the face. And he's like, damn, I didn't know that was coming. He stuck him pretty good. So, yeah, absolutely. The police, the real police, not the... Not the road rage police. The real police need to get involved, and I'm glad they're taking it seriously. Let's see what happens here.
Officers, if he can charge Brocuglio.
And there's nothing where I can press for breach of peace for him yelling at me.
Oh, shut up. You're a cop. You know how this works. I think it's funny. The cop's like, I can't, he's pressing charges. You mean I can't do that? Let's talk about this pressing charges thing. It's a stupid phrase. I hate it. Because people say it all the time, pressing charges, pressing charges. When there is a alleged crime And there is no, it's a he said, she said, right? There's no evidence of it, whether that's physical evidence, video, eyewitness testimony. There's nothing, right? The perfect example is a domestic battery. Like the perfect example to explain this is a domestic battery. You know, husbands just, I'm not very politically correct, right? So husband and wife are in their own home. They get in a physical altercation. Wife calls the police and says, my husband punched me, or the other way around, whatever. But the only two witnesses are them. And then the issue becomes like, is she going to press charges? What that is that's the female in this example signing a complaint that the officer drafted saying that the things in this complaint are true. And then the police arrest them, the man in this case, right? If this woman refuses to sign the complaint, then the officers are going to have to say, like, I don't know, nobody else really saw this. Without you verifying this is true, the statements that you made are true, by signing this complaint, I don't know that I can charge this guy. If there's video of this, it doesn't really matter if this person is pressing charges or not. The police are like, I got more than enough to charge them. If there's physical evidence, right? The husband and wife example, she's got a black eye and crying and like, you know, she made some statements earlier, like he punched me. This woman then could change her story a moment later, but the cops are like, no, I got enough to charge this guy. Does it stick in court later? I don't know, right? But it's enough to charge. They don't need the person to press charges in most cases. Does that make sense? And so here, I just think it's funny when a cop's like, he's gonna press charges? Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. Like, and the other cop's like, yeah, we got this on video. You punched the cold dude in the face.
Who is a school resource officer for the Thomas Edison Middle School, was charged with breach of peace and assault.
I'm Matt Karen with Fox 61 News. Okay. We'd like to talk to somebody about Officer Alan Ganter punching a
That's never good. Officers, actually anybody. It's never good when a news reporter shows up at your work asking your boss if they can talk about you. Should avoid that. Like my grandma said, before you say this or do this, think about it. Do you want this on the front page of the newspaper? Now, most people don't even know what a newspaper is these days, but same, the rule still applies. Do you want other people to see this? Do you want this out there in the world? If the answer is no, then don't do it.
civilian in the face?
We were told someone from Internal Affairs would speak to us, then told no one was available.
No one's able to come up.
Meriden police did send Fox 61 a statement saying an internal affairs investigation determined Ganter did violate the Meriden Police Department's rules of conduct and as a result was suspended for 5 days without pay and will be required to attend de-escalation training for 3 consecutive years. And after issuing that statement, the Meriden police did also say they would not be addressing this issue any further, nor would they be making anyone available for an on-camera interview. We're live in Meriden. Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, so what did this guy do wrong, right? Terrible interaction with the public, the citizenry. And he leveraged his police powers. He came out showing a badge, saying, do you want a ticket? So it's not like this is totally, separated from this guy as a police officer. This guy chose to, identify himself as a police officer, threaten tickets, threaten arrest, right? So I would say that this off-duty officer very much made his police powers part of this interaction. So he should be judged within the context of those police powers, I would say. Should he lose his job? I don't know. I think it's totally justified that he loses his job if this is just the straw that breaks the camel's back, just another incident in a long history of incidents, then I would say absolutely that's warranted. However, the context matters. Does this guy have a perfectly clean record? And this is the first blemish on it, in which case we think, these 5 days pay and this retraining is going to make a difference in his future interactions with the public. I don't know. I could see them I mean, clearly I could see the police department making that argument. Are they right? I don't know. I think I'd need more information about this guy's overall history. It feels light a bit, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's just talk about, like, real quick again, is it relevant to his job? Like, if you were an accountant, you know, I don't know, you worked in a warehouse, should you lose and you're the one, you know, in this road rage incident punching somebody, should you lose your job? Well, most people are employed at will, meaning they don't have this employment contract, and your boss can fire you for a bunch of different things, as long as it's not a protected reason, you know, sex, race, religion, those things, right? As long as it's not one of those, then sure, your boss can fire you. And would they fire an accountant or a guy who works in a warehouse for a battery charge, especially if it's on the news? Yeah, they might. Like, if a Fox 61 reporter walks into the warehouse and says, hey, I want to talk to the supervisor here about what one of your employees did, that company would be well within its rights to be like, let's can him. I'm not dealing with this, right? This is a distraction from our work. So yeah, if the warehouse worker can lose his job for this, why wouldn't a police officer who leveraged his own police powers in the interaction, and his job is literally to deal with these same people, the public, probably as it relates to traffic offenses and road rage incidents and batteries, right? Like, so yes, very, very relevant. I think it's totally within their rights to terminate his employment. The fact that they didn't, I'm not going to, you know, say that that's a terrible travesty. I don't have enough context to know what this guy's full history is. All right. Yeah. So, all right. And sticking with our tradition here, let's give some grades. Does this guy who got punched, right, the citizen, what's his grade? I'll give him a B. I mean, it's a right on red. You know, I get it. Like, I'm in a hurry. It's really annoying when, like, come on, man, you got a million chances. Just take that right. But to lay on the horn and flip him off is, you know, I'm going to mark you down for that. Like, it was avoidable. And, you know, especially like you're in a work truck that's being recorded, maybe like lay off. Again, if you don't want your boss to see it, then don't do it because you're being recorded. So I'm going to mark that guy down a little bit to a B. He initiated the road rage, in my opinion. All right, now the officer's grade, he should get an F. Like, I should give him an F, but I'm feeling generous. I'll do a D instead. The only thing that officer did right was not cause harm, like not make it more serious, right? He didn't seem to have permanently injured this person. But other than that, like, failed in every regard. Didn't need to get out of his car. Did because of his ego and didn't like being beeped at. You know, how dare you beep at me? I'm a cop. Is essentially what he was thinking in his head, it appears. Almost said that by pulling his badge out right away, saying, I'm going to give you a ticket, saying I'm going to arrest you, then just couldn't even get back in his car and drive away. Instead, he had to throw a fist first, right? Bam. So yeah, this off, and then even even afterwards, he's like, you know, can't I press charges? What's out there? You shouldn't be able to beep his horn at me. Can't we arrest him for something? So this officer gets a D, and he's lucky I'm not giving him an F. All right, so I'm going to go with no. That driver did not deserve a punch in the face. You know, sure. What, did he flip him off? And was he a little impatient? Sure, right? But you don't deserve a punch in the face for that. That's how bad things happen. That's how people pull guns. That's how, you know, Fox 61 winds up in the lobby of your work, right? It's just a bad idea to throw the punch and a better idea to just get back in your car and drive away. Thanks for watching.